Hello and happy new year to all of my zesty lemons out there. It is I, Lee, and I just want to first and foremost wish you all a happy new year, and I pray that this will be a year that you will never forget. This year is all about transformation. I would like to do something special. I have already shuffled the cards and set out the cards that I needed to because I don't want this to be too long of a video. I just want to get straight to the point. This topic is about blame resilience, and I got this from this inspirational reading from an author named Dr. Brianna Burke. I read a story. Well, I listened to a audio because I still have trouble reading and everything, but it was hitting on a lot of different subjects, and I was like, yo, I would love to do a reading about that, because time and time again we're always talking about doing the work, but what if we don't know exactly what to work on? Like, yeah, we have a bad attitude, or yeah, we might be depressed, but where do I go? I know that I have mommy and daddy issues, but what areas of that situation do I need to tackle? And it's shame. Everyone has experienced shame one way or another. The moment that we thought that we was doing our best and we got shamed because it wasn't good enough in the eyes of someone else, And sometimes too much of that can develop depression, anger issues, the tendencies to be violent, drug and alcohol abuse, sexual promiscuity, all of that. So let's see how this turns out, because I have a really good feeling about this, and I hope I don't mess this up, because I really want the message to come out the way that it needs to. So when I shuffled the cards, I asked the universe what needs to be done in order to accomplish shame resilience. And so I use the Divine Energy Oracle, and I also have the Grunge Tarot. Because I don't know, it just felt like it would make sense to, Anyways, let me stop talking. Let's get on with the reading. So the first card we have is Make a Plan. I feel that this is saying, first and foremost, there are some that don't want to do anything about it. They want to stay complacent in their pain. That's unfortunate, but you can't make anybody do what they don't want to do. But for those that are wanting to make a change, it is suggesting to make a plan, put a plan into action. And so this could consist of setting up an appointment to speak to a therapist. This could be talking about having some sort of intervention for someone that has been hurting you, confiding in a spiritual advisor, your best friend, as long as they don't go back and run off at the mouth and all that. This is about making plans actually making a choice. Before you can make a plan, that means you have to make a choice to want to move on from this pain. The next one we have, make no judgments. For some of you, judging others is all you know. And it's because you may have been raised to turn your nose up at people that didn't, quote unquote, meet the standards of individuals. Maybe this was done to you. And so because you were treated this way, you basically carry the torch. If I see something that I don't like about a person, I'm going to let them know and I'm going to shame them. Ew, why do you talk like that? Why do you dress like that? Why do you smell like that? Why do you eat like that? While I do understand the eating part because some people are gross. But at the same time, some people may not be able to help it. But above all, I feel that this is saying make no judgments about yourself. Make a plan to stop abusing yourself. Family, so-called friends, church, strangers, high school, middle school, college, all of that most likely have said or done something that made you feel inadequate. The last thing we need is for you to continue to self-inflict. So make no judgments. Also, if you are one that just wants to judge people because you think that you're better than someone, well, the universe has a way of toning your ass down. We have too many people out here that try so hard to fit the norms of what society feels is appropriate and acceptable. From the way that a woman should look, the ethnicity, how they should secure the bag, whatever the case may be. And they fail to understand that all of these stupid ass, what's the word I'm trying to, sometimes the stroke, but I'm going to keep on going. Sometimes these thought patterns, because I can't get the words I'm trying to say out, they're so ignorant to me. Because 10 times out of 10, these men and women who walk around here with their head up their ass, telling you, oh, well, if you don't wear the latest this and this and this, or if you're not rocking the latest this and this and this, or if your body doesn't look like this and this and this, then you're not acceptable. If you don't have curly hair and hazel green eyes and blah, 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 you're not acceptable. If you're not driving a Lamborghini, you're not acceptable. But what these individuals don't understand, and all that shit that they're talking right now, is not gonna matter when you're on your deathbed. All this bullshit that they're talking about is going to diminish. And 10 times out of 10, they're going to wind up marrying somebody completely opposite of what they thought was the token individual. It's all based upon appearances and what somebody can do for them to make them look good, instead of focusing on internal situations that will make them feel good. So don't make judgments on other individuals. Don't feel as though everybody is out to hurt you. This is why it's important for you to reach out to someone. Just a second, my children are arguing. 1 second. I apologize about that. Had to straighten my children out. So as I was saying, and yes, I did readjust my tripod because I felt like I was trapped. I couldn't move. So anyways, like I was saying, you have individuals out here that are creating this false sense of security when basically they just need to go within and they need to determine how to make themselves feel better rather than find something that's going to make them look better. And all that is, honestly, is stemming from the need of acceptance. That's my personal opinion. But usually those that brag and show off a lot of the things, I mean, that can stem from that. And I'm not saying like, oh, well, if they're bragging, they shouldn't, whatever. Some people are confident enough to show off the things that they have, and that's good. That's our goal, is to be more like those that are proud of their accomplishments, other than just doing things just for attention. You see what I'm saying? Or just because something isn't working out, they're like, oh, well, you know what, let me just go ahead and create this mindset and convince everybody in the world that you should do this and this and this, you know. Anyways, moving on. So we have make a plan and make no judgments. The next one, claim your art. And so what I feel with claim your art, this is talking about you as a person. Claim what makes you you. Regain what makes you you. If you're soft-spoken, continue to be soft-spoken. If you're loud, continue to be loud. If you laugh annoyingly, continue to laugh annoyingly with that snort at the end. If you're Peppa Pig, then by all means, pep it up. If you are a writer, if that is your only outlet to express your pain, regardless if it might be dark or not, that makes sense to you. That is a form of healthy healing. That's the only way that you can get it out. If it is literally drawing, painting, knitting, crocheting, gardening, but above all, I feel like this is saying, claim who you are. Because despite social acceptance and what they believe to be acceptable, remember, don't give a fuck about that bullshit. I don't think they even believe half of the bullshit that they say half the damn time. Your goal is to focus on you claiming who you are within. You may not be able to take away what has been done to you, said to you, but that resilience is within you. Just continue to make the plans, make the choice to make plans, talk to someone, a therapist, whomever that you feel comfortable with, so that you can do the work. Make no judgments about yourself and other individuals. And if you do find yourself being very judgmental, ask yourself, why am I doing this? Because chances are you're just carrying the torch of what you have learned in your younger years. Claim your art. Remember your importance. Some of you are very talented, but because of the fact that people tell you that your craft is lame, don't nobody want to get into that bullshit. Oh, you stupid. You did. Don't listen to that. Because you have to take it upon yourself to ask them, well, okay, but what are you doing now? You think that what I'm doing, you taking all this time to focus on what I'm doing. What are you doing? See, we don't focus on that. Because the first thing we hear is, you don't like what I got going on. You don't approve of this, so I must be this, this, and this. Because you don't approve. No, that's not the case at all. Some individuals will bully you because they're mad and jealous because you have something going for yourself that they wish that they had. Or it is a generational, I don't really like the term generational curse. Generational pattern. It's a generational pattern. Or a societal pattern. Okay, next one. Embrace your power. This honestly speaks for itself. You have to claim your art and then embrace your power. Whether you believe it or not, you are a true survivor. And I believe I've said this in previous readings, that a lot of the pressure and the heat that we face was meant to transform us into the diamond that we were meant to become. Embrace your power. Understand that you were meant to be in this world. You're not taking up space. You're not in the way. You were meant to be here to make a statement for all those that don't seem to understand what needs to happen in their lives. Does it suck that you had to go through what you're going through or had to go through? Yes. Let me tell you something. I was picked on left and right. I did not have the best family setting. I was always led to believe that everything was my fault. And I carried that torch all the way up into my adult years. It was hard for people to get close to me because they didn't understand why I was giving off this strange energy. I wanted acceptance so bad, so I overexerted myself and was being super nice and kind because I wanted acceptance. But little did I know that I was also setting myself up for failure. I was setting myself up to continue to be used and abused. Do I fault them now? No. I don't. It was a lesson that I had to learn within myself. I also made the choice to set up a plan, to embrace my power, to claim my art, to make no judgments. I've had some messed up shit happen to me, on top of having a stroke. Not having the ability to write and read well was a blow to the ego. And it took me a long time. I mean, 8 months, but 8 months of survival and transformation to realize that It was time to go within and to learn how to become shame resilient. I had imposter syndrome. I always felt that I couldn't be myself. I was petrified of everyone else's intentions towards me. Though everyone thought that I was such a delight, I often wondered why. Why do you see that in me? Because everyone else told me that I was a piece of shit, that I was fake, that I wasn't going to amount to anything, that I should have been aborted, that the only thing that I was good for was laying on my back, that I was a liar, I was bound to go to hell, because I have gifts created from the universe, God, whomever you want to refer to, he, she, them, they, as. And it wasn't until I decided that I was going to start working on myself, healing my inner child, that I came across Dr. Brené Brown. And the book that I read was so refreshing and healing for me. And it honestly inspired me to want to do this reading for you. I will put all her information down at the bottom, by the way. So, yeah, trust me when I say you're not the only one. We all try to find different outlets to ignore the pain. But no, you need to be comfortable with exploiting your pain. The world or those around you that have hurt you need to see what they have done. It needs to be out in the open. You are the elephant in the room. And it's time to shout. I don't really know what an elephant does. I guess blow their little trumpet tusk or whatever, but you get what I'm saying. It's time for you to say enough of this. It's time for me to focus on me. It's time for you to get all that stuff out. And if you can't just express this to the family, then at least speak to someone, such as a therapist. Be patient with yourself is the next card out. Healing is going to be a continuous thing. Some of this healing is going to take time. Be patient with yourself as you are learning how to release. Be patient with yourself as you are learning and understanding that you are a divine being, that you are lovable, that you were meant to be here to share this world, breathe the same oxygen as everyone around you. Your body consists of stardust. You are a righteous being. You are a powerful being. And it is going to take time for you to understand that and accept that, especially if you are severely traumatized. So please be patient with yourself and understand that healing is not going to happen within 24 hours. I wish there was a pill called Fix a Soul, but there isn't. Pharmaceutical companies have a pill for everything else except for trauma. And I'm not talking about, I'm talking about like they have a way of drugging you up. But to actually take the time to be patient with yourself, you don't need a medicine for that. It's honestly trusting in the universe that you are capable of your own healing. You're going to have some bumps along the way. You're going to bruise yourself. But, you know, think about that piece of coal. All the pressure and the bumping. Trying to rough it up around the edges. That intense fire. It is meant for you to become the diamond that you are destined to become. Love yourself. Be patient and love yourself. Love yourself love yourself enough to know that the way that you are feeling, the secrets that you are hiding, the things that you are ashamed of, love yourself enough to understand that you have every right to feel that pain. And you have absolutely no reason to be ashamed of it. You were hurt. You were betrayed. You were belittled. Taken advantage of. You were abused. And because of fear, that is what muted your power. Love yourself enough to release that. Cry as many times as you need to. Scream in your pillow. Add another day of therapy on. But love yourself to know that you deserve happiness, peace, a new beginning, love, friendship, family, children. If you want children. Pets, if you don't want children. Plants, whatever the case may be. Anything that this world has is meant for you. Everything that you put your mind to, if you want it. Think of Ariana Grande. I want it, I got it. I want it, I got it. I want love. I got it within myself. Love yourself. Talk to that little boy or that little girl within you and give that baby a hug. and tell them, hey, it's been a long time coming, but I'm here. And I'm going to make it right for the both of us. All right. So this deck I also pre-shuffled for you. And this is the Grunge Tarot. And I'm going to utilize the book because, sorry, I don't know what's in it. I'm pretty sure it's still the typical, tarot, but sometimes they have different meanings. So anyways, enough blabbing. So for the make a plan, we have the Seven of Swords. Let's see if I can bring it up so that you can see. If I could try to, there we go. So it seems here that this individual, because he has a dagger in his hand, so I'm assuming that he is the one that is throwing the darts or the daggers. This could also symbolize someone, throwing the daggers at him. Because, I mean, his head is right there by it. And for whatever reason, I kind of feel like with his head being right there by the dartboard, and swords can represent truth and logic and taking action, I feel as though this can be someone or someone's that made this person feel like he was a target. The fact that he has a dagger in his hand, there we go, if you can see that. He has a dagger in his hand. So I could assume that he's the one that did that. He was the one that was throwing the darts. Or the dagger, I mean. But what if that was his form of protection? Like, you got one more time, and it's gonna be a blood show. But another interesting thing is, let me take a look at this. I don't know, because now that I see the shades that he has on and that expression, kind of gives me like a show off vibe. And I've already associated the Seven of Swords with imposter syndrome. And I used to believe that imposter syndrome was meant for those who pretended to be something that they're not. In some cases. In other cases, you could get downright depressed because you just don't think that you're good enough. And so therefore, this could symbolize the need to want to act out the way that we tend to react as. Some of us may have a chronic, or basically somebody could be a habitual liar because they feel that if they just created this story of all these accomplishments that they have achieved, that it's going to make someone believe it and accept them for who they are. The flashy coat that he's got on, see what I'm saying? He might have rented that. There could be a hidden sales tag within that. Living beyond their means. Trying to keep up with the Jones. You have people out here that do this. So I don't care what nobody says. There are individuals out here who they react to shame and grief differently than you. And unfortunately, hurt people hurt people. So that's why the make no judgments is important. You have to take it upon yourself to understand you must be going through something. Especially with you coming at me like this. Maybe you need to sit down and look within yourself. What did you learn along the way to make you act like this? The fact that he has a bottle in his hand, that reminds me of someone trying to numb themselves. So let's get into the booklet to see what it's saying. And I don't talk too much. All right. This card, or these cards, they smell like coconuts. It's weird. All right. So it says, the man on the Seven of Swords is a shrewd, flashy guy who goes around talking about himself a lot. But at least the things that he says are exaggerated. He's someone who tries his luck, who aims his darts, and thanks to his cunning, hits the bullseye almost every time. Some miss, but he has already invented something else to distract his audience. He could be any old con artist who lives beyond his means and manages to get away with it. Were it not for the fact that these are also the characteristics of many artists, because there is a thin line between poetries and lies. Ooh, that's deep. So I feel like with that card, that is saying for some of you, you need to look to something else as your role model. Not all that you see is glamorous as it's made out to be. So stop trying to live beyond your means and just simply be yourself. Like I said before, and I'm not trying to go back on anything, be patient, because this is going to take time. I'm just laying it out there, what needs to be done. So some of you do suffer from imposter syndrome. You feel the need to convince your audience, whomever it is, that you got all this stuff going on because you're trying to keep up with the Jones, as they say. Or, you got somebody over here doing a whole bunch of stuff and you're like, well, in order for me to become somebody, I gotta be just like them. No, you don't. You have to be yourself. Somebody just bought a house and the house is amazing. It's immaculate. And you're sitting here like, oh, I wish I had. Okay, but you don't know how hard they had to work to get the funds for that. What if they were married or in a relationship with somebody who kept trying to dig into the savings because they had alcohol or gambling problems? There's so much that's going on. So it's always important to not always judge things by its cover. Hence, make no judgments. So the next card we have is the Strength card. Now this card right here is pretty heavy. And look at the shirt that she has on. That's interesting. Her clothes are tattered. I feel like this is saying to, for some of you, I don't know why, but the bird cage, this reminds me of, what's that book? I know why the, oh, I can't think of it. Maya Angelou wrote that book. But anyways, I know why the caged bird sings. There we go. But overall, The Strength card speaks of courage. Having the ability to stand up against adversity. The reverse side to this is cowardice. Let me look and see what this is talking about. Make no judgments, but we have the, so yeah, don't make any judgments about yourself. Because from the looks of this card, this person has been through some shit. And I also feel like this is also talking about anybody for that matter. Like, you don't know what they're going through. So don't make any judgments if you don't know a person's story. So let's see. Okay, so it says Nirvana's song Polly has a seemingly harmless title, which refers to the name of a parrot in a cage. However, opens the door to a story about rape of a 14-year-old girl. Ooh. Abducted and raped after a punk concert by a man who had already been convicted of this type of crime. The story presents both the perspective of the rapist and the victim, in order to convey the brutality of the rape without justifying it. Where does this violence come from and why? Why is it something that accompanies us, making us feel either fragile or ruthless executioners? It exists so that we can learn not to let it have the last word. The bird girl, who will do anything to save herself, turns to, oh, that's interesting, look, okay, turns, in return recalls Maya Angelou's I Know Why That, look, see, The Birdcage Sings, a masterpiece that uses the author's painful biography to speak to us about racism, violence, indestructible family bonds, and resistance. When we draw the Strength card, it is our best of allies. Our wounds are the source of courage, and the inner animal spit it out, Alethea. The inner animal does not allow itself to be subdued, that awaits the right moment to come out, to fly at any cost. Song pierces the darkness. I am so sorry about my inability. I'm doing the best that I can. But wow. Yeah. This makes sense. Don't make any judgments. Don't think that everyone is out to hurt you. I can understand why you get the, don't get me wrong, I get why you feel this way, but everyone has a story. I need to listen to that song. I did not, wow, I just got chills. And yeah, that was the first thing that I thought of when I saw the cage. But yeah, it's interesting because it falls right on the topic of what we're talking about. Everybody experiences shame one way or another. And I'm not going to use rape as an excuse for this. I mean, it's part of it. What I'm trying to say is in our own way, we've robbed, there we go. We've all were robbed of our essence one way or another through different forms. due to those that are the executioners. But you have the ability to maintain courage, to persevere, and when need be, call out your perpetrators. And I have a feeling that for some of you, this card was meant to come out. For some of you, you have, that just breaks my heart for you. When you have the courage, it's time for you to call them out. No longer should you have to continue to hide what your perpetrator has done to you. I don't care if you're male or female. However you identify yourself. Abuse is abuse. And it's time for you to speak up so that you can start this healing. Let individuals come to you and heal you. Help heal you. You are not alone in this. The next card we have is the Empress. Claim your art. That's interesting considering the fact that she represents love and beauty of all things. Venus energy. Creations. You are full of possibilities. You have so much potential that lie dormant. It's time for you to take back your power. Moving on, but it's time for you to claim what is rightfully yours. It says the Empress creates life after her transgression. After all, it is the start of something. Just please bear with me. After all, to start something is always necessary to transgress, overcome a boundary, to change the order of things, to invent a spring dance that cracks the earth, to allow the flower to emerge. The Empress is known as the universal mother because she helps everything to shatter the shell of prejudices, of unfounded fears. The Empress is a colorful, collected, unpredictable, and strange. She is unstoppable and unrestrained as powerful in creation. She is in destruction, like the protagonist in the song Jane Says by Jane's Addiction, who also inspired the group's name. Jane says she's never been in love, that she only wants to be with someone if they want her. Yet this lost creature is full of life and her own kind of poignant beauty. Okay, so I see what this is saying. Sorry, I'm struggling so bad with the reading. So yeah, that totally makes sense as far as claiming your art. I don't want to waste your time with all of this and with my struggles. See? You see how easy it is to feel blame and shame? So maybe, yeah, I need to listen to this as well. So, on that note, I'm just going to keep going. But it's time for you to claim your art, who you truly are. And like they were saying, she's saying that she doesn't think that she'll ever be in love, but she'll fall in love with someone who wants to be with her. No, honey, you gotta be in love with yourself. and claim who you are and understand that you are the catch. This is Empress energy. I ain't never seen an Empress wait for nobody. Why? Because I wasn't surrounded by Empresses. I only have a perception of that. So honestly, I wouldn't be able to tell you that, honestly, but at the same time, we think about the Beyoncés in the world. They always talk about empowerment and how they will wait for nobody. They claim their own crown. That's the sentiment that you should be embodying, but within yourself. Not because Beyonce told you, but because of the fact that you believe it within yourself. When you actually take the time to look and be like, you know what? I am a catch. There is absolutely nothing wrong. Just like with me. I am a catch. Just because of the fact that I had a stroke and I might have trouble reading and writing does not mean that I am any less than anybody else. I got the point across the best way that I could. And my perseverance and my courage to make myself look like a fool to some of you out there makes me just amazing. And I should not be ashamed of that. Because above all, I survived. And that's exactly how y'all should look at it. Moving on, embrace your power. We have the Seven of Pentacles here. So we all know that it's funny because we have embrace your power and then we have be patient with yourself. We all know that there's going to come a time where you will reap the harvest of what you've sown. And the Seven of Pentacles signifies what you have put out in the universe is what's going to come to you. I don't want to say it like that because it's like if you've been walking around here lost and confused, then guess what? You're going to be, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. I feel that when you take the time to nurture yourself and exalt yourself, this is talking about self-care, self-love, embracing your power, honing into those skills, those beautiful, perfect imperfections that you have. You're going to see how beautiful of a human being you're going to sprout out to be. This is going back to what I said before, becoming that diamond that you were destined to be. So we have the Seven of Pentacles. The girl on the Seven of Pentacles proudly displays her pregnancy, claiming her right to choose when, how, or whom, or what. Okay? She becomes a mother. Okay, let me read that again. Claiming her right to choose when, how, and to whom, or what. Okay? She becomes a mother with her rebellious and witch-like expression. She is far from the widespread, the material stereotype. She is a young grunge Medusa who brings a revolutionary life to the world. This minor arcana is it's explicitly inviting us to decide for ourselves how we so care and nourish ourselves in a motherly way, trusting in our ability to care for things such as the expectations of what comes from a job and to do it well. There is no need to fear the judgment or anxieties of others, whether they are our loved ones or society in general. We must prepare to blossom with foresight, making the necessary effort, and without letting ourselves be influenced by common sense. Oh, I like that. And without letting ourselves be influenced by common sense. A lot of times people will say, well, common sense will da-da-da-da-da. Oh, well, that person doesn't have common sense. Why does it have to be so common to, you see what I'm saying? Like, I love that. Be true to who you are. You don't have to be common to be unapologetically you. Yes, take care of yourself, nurture yourself. But like it says here, she's unapologetic. She will decide when she wants to become the mother. She will decide when she wants to, or who she's going to procreate with to become that mother. And how she's going to do it. If she wants to lay on top of your back to, conceive this child, then that's what she's going to do. But the point of the matter is, this is saying, and it's so beautiful how this is matching up. Embrace your power. There we go. The Seven of Pentacles. Be unapologetically you. Take care of your personal needs, and also take care, because I feel like when you take care of yourself, you will also gain the ability to take care of the way that you treat others. You thought I was going to say take care of others, but what I was going to say was the ability to treat others. Hurt people, but a healed person will heal people. You understand? And they will do it in their own way. You don't need common sense for compassion. Ouch, that hurt. I know y'all heard that. So we've got be patient and clarified with the Ace of Cups. If I could just get this together. There we go. I apologize. This video is going to be so long. But this is all about, be patient with yourself. Love yourself. Take time for yourself. Do what makes you feel good. Understand what love means to you. Especially considering the fact that all you've known is pain. What does that remind me of? Teen Titans Go. All I know is pain. I'm not trying to be funny about that, but still, like, that was, yeah. Anyways. So, yeah. Be patient with yourself. Love yourself. Love can be very foreign to you at this point in time. So there's no need to rush in. Even though we may desperately feel the need to obtain it, you have to understand there are some out there that will take that and take advantage of it. Oh, you want love? You know what I'm saying? Like, no. That's why it's important for you to do this on your own. Be unapologetically you and go on this journey the way that you see fit, just as long as you're doing the necessary healing. Our order is placed on the table in a coffee shop. This is the Ace of Cups. It can appear in the form of either a simple cardboard cup or an elaborate goblet for which we are about to take a refreshing sip. Like the traveler, we stop in a quiet place. We cool down, we warm up if it's winter, and we're drinking from the cup, enjoying time to ourselves, especially, however precarious that moment in our lives may be. However, yes, okay. Symbolically, we accept the flowing and pervasive power of our feelings and the sensitive connection between us and the world. To do this, we must allow our inner voice to not betray certain infantile impulses and dedication and empathy. The cup encourages us to drink from others or to offer ourselves to them. So for some of you that might be emotionally blocked, like this was saying, or like I said before, give yourself time to go through everything. Love can be very foreign to you at this time. And though we might be desperate to obtain it, when you actually get to that point of experiencing it, it's natural for you to freak the fuck out. So for some of you, be open to love and also be open to feeling love. The universe is going to protect each and every one of you. I have no doubt about that. You are going to attract those that were meant to be in your circle to help you along the way. While 99% of the healing stems from you, you will have cheerleaders on the side that will be there every step of the way. So take all the time that you need to learn more about yourself, what makes you tick. And remember to discard all of the common sense, this is all about just letting go and releasing. Common sense, I believe that the Ace of Cups was also speaking about utilizing your inner child, activating your inner child, and allowing he or she to feel in love again. And children are very brilliant. Oh, they can be little buttholes at times, but they are brilliant human beings. Because why? They go around without regret. They don't use common sense. Excuse me, my throat, sorry. They don't use common sense. They go with the flow. They do what makes them feel good. If they bump their heads, they're going to cry for a little bit. I'm like, well, shit, that hurt, but I'm going to do it again. That's the beauty about children. And we've all seemed to have lost that sense of self. We've lost the ability to be a child because we've grown accustomed to this adult life. Life does not have to turn into a boot camp. Love yourself. And then we have the ace. I'm sorry, not the ace, but we have the 6 of Cups. This is definitely saying to nurture your inner child. Go within and talk about past hurts that you might have held back. And explain to them as an adult that it was not your fault. Tell your inner child that it was not your fault. That you had no way of knowing that this was going to happen to you. And that you are doing everything that you can to help you both get through this together. Also, in the process of the 6 of Cups, sorry, not the 6 of Cups, but the Ace of Cups, play with your inner child. Play in a mud puddle. Just do things that make you happy. When was the last time y'all played in the snow? If you have snow around your area. When was the last time y'all played in snow and actually had a great time? Like, you know what? I don't want to be cooped up in this house. I'm going to go outside and I'm going to have some fun. And just hope that if some snow get in my mouth, that it's not yellow. You know what I'm saying? Like, when was the last time you've took care of your inner child. I already know the answer to that. So that's what I'm saying, like, your inner child needs you. That little person deep inside of you that is still waiting for you to save them, or for you to save both of y'all, is waiting patiently for you. I forgot these two. Oops. So we have reassess, and it's clarified with the Three of Cups. These two cards together, right off bat, I feel like this is saying that you need to reassess everything. Go through everything. These people the company that you keep, are they for your highest good? I don't care if it's family. I don't care who it is. If they are harmful to you, you have to get away from them. And the thing is, hurt people hurt people. Misery loves company. I'm sorry, but the Three of Cups here, yeah, they look like they're having a great time. And I'm sure they are. But I also see three individuals that are cheering and celebrating the moment because there is no drama. Nothing to make them feel bad. They're numb. They're having the time of their lives. We don't know how long it's been since they've felt that way. So let me find reassess. And I want to see, okay, number 62. Let's see if it makes sense to exactly what I just said. Because I believe it does. Okay, it says, are present conditions in your life leading you to circles or dead-end roads? Are you working hard but finding little satisfaction? Do you feel as though you have lost your way? Your divine energy is calling for you to reassess your direction. Slow down and get clear about your intentions. Are you leaping before you look? Or are you doing things without consideration? What is your time without for I'm so sorry. What is taking your time away from fulfilling your heart? There we go. Step back and decide where you're going and what you're going to do and why. Do not drift under influences of others and your own fears. You see this? Oh, that's so perfect. Yes, because the like I said, each individual, yes, they're having a hell of a time, but each individual has their own struggles. So, are you having fun, or are you just celebrating because, like I said, misery loves company? It says that you are created to, create the life that you're meant to have. You can do whatever you want, but just as long as you are feeling fulfillment from it. The Three of Cups here. I know y'all getting sick of me. Three friends rejoice during the stage of a concert. It's a awaited moment of communication, enthusiasm, closeness. They are reunited with a common passion for music, which isn't just entertainment, but one of the most powerful ways to show how our feelings, show ways of how we're feeling. Some dance, sing, and move together. No one is ashamed of their, their emotional reactions to music. See what I'm saying? So this is, yeah. Everybody has a story to tell. Someone can be angry listening to the music. Someone could be crying listening to the music. But at the end of the day, that's their story. But it's your goal to decipher whether or not this is meant for you. Now, I know I sound a little confusing. What I'm saying by this is the way that they grieve, if they're using alcohol and numbing, basically a way to numb, and that's not what you're wanting. Maybe you have partied it up and deep down inside you're like, you know what, this nightlife is just not for me no more. It's the same thing. I hook up with people, I still end up in my bed alone. I have the worst hangover in the world. My nose burns from all the coke I've snorted. I could have lost my life by using a dirty needle. I don't know how any of that works, but everyone has their own way of grieving and going through the processes of everyday struggle. And like it said, everybody has their own way of reacting to music. And I feel like what that is saying metaphorically is everybody has their own way of reacting to the music that is currently presented in your life. We all have a walking montage. It's interesting because I used to think about like 80s movies or whatnot, and they could be going shopping or whatever. They have that fun and bubbly music. Like, you ever created a montage for yourself? And nobody has to know about it, but you're like, I just want to, play this song in my head as I'm shopping for my favorite pair of shoes, and it just keeps you upbeat. Well, the same thing applies for the everyday struggles that you are experiencing. So if you're playing sad music and those that are around you are playing sad and depressing and hurtful music, maybe somebody is going to have to take it upon themselves to change the channel or the station. But above all, I feel like this reading is saying it's time for you to make a plan to acknowledge everything that has been done to you, that it was not your fault. And no, we cannot make excuses for those that hurt us. We can make a choice to heal from it and gain resilience and show others that suffered maybe the very same things that you have gone through. Become a testimony within yourself. Be that diamond, that shiny, glistening diamond, and allow others to hold you and to be in awe with your stunning beauty from within. And let them know, while they're holding on to you, don't think for 1 second that I had it easy. Because my life was a living hell. But this is my story. This is my story. And they're going to listen to you. You're going to change lives. You were meant to change lives. Your shame resilience was meant to change lives. You are lovable. You are brave. You are courageous. You are miraculous. You are amazing. You are wise, brilliant, funny, lovable. You are lovable. You are lovable. You are everything in a bag of chips. You are honorable. You were meant to be in this world. God took time on you. The world needs you. You're meant to be here. You're funny. You're trustworthy. You're caring. You're understanding. You're honest. You're sensitive. Creative. Strong. Empathetic. Intuitive. You're a survivor. Thank you so much for allowing me to get that off my chest. And I apologize that it was, I don't know how long this video is going to be, probably 2 hours. But for those that actually took the time to watch this video, it was meant for you. For those that did, it's not even about, what you call that damn thing, the algorithm. I don't care about the algorithm, or I can't even say it, algorithm. I don't care about likes. I just want to get this message across. And hopefully it will find you. And hopefully through Dr. Breonna Brown, or Brene Brown, you will find the courage to find what you need in order for you to persevere. So before I go, I want to end this reading by providing you with a self-care oracle card. Because I'm amazed at how this reading has turned out. Look, that was the last one I forgot to grab. Love yourself. I just can't stress that enough. Nobody is going to love you the way that you do. No one. Okay. Sweet universe, thank you for that very long reading. But I would like to know, what is the closing message for those that was meant to read this message or listen to this message? Ooh, it's a toss-up. Okay, these two. Here we go. This says, if I could get it, it says to use your hands. But I feel now this could talk about arts and crafts for some of you, because there was a creative sense there. So if you enjoy working on cars, collecting cars, building cars, I don't know why that just came to me, but knitting, crocheting, cooking, whatever the case may be, get lost in your passions. But I also feel that this is talking about creation of building your healthy path to self-healing. You're remarkable. Do you know how long it takes to create pottery and all of that? Like, I cannot imagine. I've never done it, but I can only imagine. We've got connect with crystals. So for some of you that meditate with crystals, or if you were curious about crystals, now's a good time to get into that. And meditate. Get reconnected with your higher self. That's where all of your internal healing is going to stem from. Okay? So that's all that I have for you. Again, I thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this very long reading. But I hope that you pulled what you needed to pull from it. Happy New Year's, everyone. And always remember that when life gives you lemons, always keep it zesty. So take care, and thank you so much again. Bye.